1 second, I'll be right with you. So, Leo, couple of things. One, you must be feeling a type of way, because every time I try to do your reading, I want to burst into tears. Second, one moment. So, your character is Prospero, and my expression of Prospero is me. I am your Halloween costume. This is what I wear to sleep every night, and this is my actual bedroom. I've had that plant for 15 years, and in many ways I do feel like Prospero. So where's our reading been? Well, as you will probably be able to understand and most certainly commiserate with, I've had a lot of family stuff going on. It had nothing to do with me. Nothing at all. But somehow, I was right in the middle of it. And no matter how hard I tried to do my own thing, it just kept coming back to me. People who want the 8 of Cups experience, but it's like they want you to do it for them. How am I supposed to make you walk away from something? Only you can want to do that. And yet they have asked, haven't they, Leo? They've really tried it. They've asked you over and over and over again to solve their problems for them. Or you've been asking people to solve your problems. Knight of Swords in reverse makes communication pretty dicey with the family. If you're having family issues, and I think a lot of you are, a lot of fire signs are having a power struggle with their families, where their families are pushing it a little bit too far, and fire is going, hey, wait a minute, it's getting really cold, I need to breathe, and you're not giving me room, you're involving me in stuff that's really truly none of my business. Sure, Leo wants the tea, but Leo doesn't want to be the tea. Important distinction, no? So what's up with Prospero? Aside from being the man, he's favored. He has help. Ariel will do anything for him. In a lot of ways, I feel like that in my own life. Despite the turmoil, there is a feeling of success. There's a feeling of security. And you also are having such a good work and money streak that I know that you know how I feel and how Prospero felt as well. Prosperous. It's quite beautiful. The music is also part of my costume. There's always music playing in the background. It's usually dance music. And what does one do when money is going well, career is going better, and although family life can be exhausting, it's still very nice to have a family? Justice. So if you have a Libra in your life who's really going through it, it might be this person here who we're talking about, they've eaten into a lot of your time. I don't know how else to say it. Your time. A lot of your time. And they need something very specific from you. Now, if this is a love situation and this is someone who's leaving, I can only give you the advice that anyone should be giving you who loves you, which is that this is the best thing that can happen to you. If someone wants to leave you and they don't, that's about the worst thing that can happen to you, because someone who doesn't leave you but wants to becomes resentful, and people who become resentful are very abusive. They don't even mean to be, they don't even know they're doing it, but they don't want to be there. You see what I'm saying? So the best thing, if you feel like someone is pulling away from you, is to allow them to do so. On the 26th, we have an eclipse coming up. There's good stuff behind all of this for you. There's necessary info. There's a renewal of self that's been happening quiet and deep for quite some time, and it's just starting to show itself in really beautiful ways. Man, someone really wants to talk to you. An air sign. An air sign is really trying to get through to you. Very interesting. Persistent. And this truth may be communicated to you by a Pisces. The moon card there. They may be the conduit for some necessary information. You're getting all the pieces you need. Excuse me, as if by magic. I like being my own costume. Is that like the most Leo shit you've ever heard? Pick this music up in the land of the sun, in Ibiza. It's called Cafe de Anatolia. Deep house mix. It's on my SoundCloud playlist. So, Page of Swords is also you wanting to tell the truth about some stuff and maybe wanting to sow some seeds that can only be sown after the truth is told. Go for it. The next 12-15 days want to nurture something brave in you. Ace of Cups, Nine of Swords. You gotta say what it is if you're not happy. You gotta say it, baby. You gotta say it. And then Ace of Wands. Then you open up to some charity and maybe to finding out some deeper truths that you need to know. See, because sometimes we feel like we're not telling the truth out of charity. Meanwhile, the other person's like a whole lie. Because we're holding our truth in. So we can't really, expect the other person to be honest either. It stands to reason that if you're not being completely honest, then the other person probably isn't. It doesn't matter what the motivation is. Do you understand what I mean? It's still the same. And also, I feel like there's just so many people around you. If this is not you, you're like, I don't know about this Nine of Swords thing because I'm doing great and work is great and money is great and friends are great and like, what are you talking about? It's very possible that almost all of this is about your friends and family. Mostly family. As exhausting as that must be to hear after like the, past couple of weeks that you've had. Family is just so insistently wanting you to do their heavy lifting. It's very, very frustrating. Why? Like, take care of your own mess. The way I put it to my mom, I was like, I don't go to other people's houses and argue about my shit. So why on earth are people in my house arguing about their shit? That's crazy. Like, that's nuts. You know what I mean? So it's like stuff like that. It's like nothing to do with you, and you're just like there, like, you want me to fix this or you want me? Okay, fair. I was ranting. But anyway, but I'm still right. If you like when I get like that, you should listen to the podcast. The podcast is really just that. Okay, let's keep going. So we have that 5 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, which is like, you know, you're not telling the truth out of charity, but it's still a lie. Queen of Pentacles. If there's an earth sign around that you really can see a future with, it's possible, it's possible. And then you have that Ariel card. How beautiful. Your helper showing up in your reading. Your guide, your sister sign, your guardian angel. The one that brings you what you want. And what you obviously want is, you know, a Leo type of future. Family and success and what anyone would want, right? And it's beautiful. See, after all the flushing out of other people's wounds, you must remember that however much you put in, you will receive back. Whether it comes back to you as a monetary gain, or as some sort of spiritual fulfillment, or emotional fulfillment, or love, or good luck, or something you in turn really needed or really wanted, just kind of coming to you like nothing. You know, that's the truth of it, is that Ariel archetype that Prospero owns, that's really just another way of expressing the idea of deep gratitude. Because when we are grateful and we help others out of gratitude for what we have been given, and we are kind and compassionate to each other, it finds its way back to us as if by magic. The things we really want just come to us. I love you. Let's look at these cards. Hi, Leo. So there's construction and children screaming. And doesn't matter how long I wait, I think that's just what's going to happen. So let's just go with it, shall we? Let's start with that 8 of Cups up there. Yeah. Especially now, especially after the 20th, things are getting a little bit dicey. There are family issues, but the family issues are really stemming from you not getting your way in other aspects of your life. So it really is a case of you taking out your frustrations about how stagnant you may feel at work, how unheard you may feel, how looked over or ignored you may feel, or just perhaps the sadness that comes with that 8 of Cups walking away. I don't want to walk away, but I have to. Knight of Swords, you're not communicating that very well, or your communication is off because of that. And that is one of the drawbacks, if there are any, and there are not many, to being a Leo, is that when you don't win, you take it real hard. Showmanship is what I recommend here. Now, the Justice card. So we move from things having to end and you not communicating it very well, or not taking it very well, to the karmic loop that everyone knows is always coming for you. Here we see the Moon and the Page of Swords. You want the truth, but so do other people. There is quite some duplicity implied here. Someone is not telling the truth, and I wonder for how many you are cross-watching right now going, oh yeah, I know that Leo is lying. If you are the one, Leo, who is not telling the truth and kind of doing that Libra finessing of the truth that can happen, I suggest you cut it out, because 9 of Swords, Ace of Cups. Sometimes I wonder if, because you are so emotionally intelligent, that you also get emotionally bored. If someone isn't quite
the same kind of intensity you are. Because you're not overly intense, but in the ways in which you are, you are. And I'm wondering how much of this I'm not actually telling the truth thing is just you not being able to tell someone that although you like them, they're not the one for you. Because that also implies somehow a loss for Leo. Like, why am I not the one for you? Like, I've lost something. You haven't lost anything by someone not living up to your standards or not being right for you or not clicking with you. That's not a personal failure. And a lot of you are going, well, I don't think of it that way. But do you? There's a lot of deep inner truths that have been just invading your sleep, invading your mind, making you think about love, making you think about how you are in love. It's interesting to me that the fixed signs are so dominant and yet so can be so submissive in relationships. So you're learning a lot, and it is an opportunity to learn a lot, Ace of Wands, about yourself and where you are really the cause of your own pain. You know, because it's almost like you have to apologize for wanting the best or wanting more or wanting different or wanting new even. I feel like Leos are groomed very early to apologize for everything, but we've talked about that. Imagine if cats could speak. They'd have to apologize for everything all the time, every time they did something that people don't like, which is all the time. And you are cats that can speak, and so you find yourselves apologizing all the time. But look here at this last row now. 3 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, the Star, and the Queen of Pentacles. Super, super promising. So what does that mean? That means that all the stuff that Mercury retrograde in Scorpio brought up for you, the next 10, 12, 15 days, you get to look it over, think it over. Be honest with yourself. Where is your ego really cutting you off at the knees? And then you're ready to move forward. Now, who's going to make the cut and end up at the 3 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups? We really don't know. I can see how a fixed sign could run the marathon. I can see that. An earth sign perhaps as well. But more than that, I think what it implies here is that you are now wanting something really ideal for yourself. There's a lot of, if I ever do this again, I'm going to do it perfectly right, or I'm not going to do it. Right? The Star and the Queen of Pentacles. I want to be, completely independent in my shit. Excuse me. Before I think about sharing my life in such a deep way with someone again. I have to keep that balance and that focus of love and money and what I want most, which is both. And it's okay to want both, and you should want both if that's what you want, and all of it is fine as long as you can first go through the very, very important steps, first and second row, of seeing what within you is just, it's keeping you in a karmic loop. It's keeping you in a loop of sadness. It's keeping you in a loop of, lying to yourself. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. If you lie to yourself, it opens the door energetically for other people to lie to you and get away with it. So right now, for example, Mercury is in Scorpio. The moon is in Scorpio. Right now is an ideal time to look your self-defeating beliefs in the face and make the conscious decision to not make decisions from those toxic beliefs. whenever you're making a decision, just sit back and think for a second, where is this decision coming from? Is it from a self-defeating belief, or is it from a place of calmness and integrity and capability and self-esteem? Or am I panicking? And if it's the latter, don't make that decision, at least not yet. Go breathe, go meditate, go work out, take a nap, and then try again. Right? Good. I'll do the extended right now. Love you so much. Link for private readings and all the extended stuff and tickets for London in the link below. Love you.